All right, 60 Minutes, everybody. All right, hey, Bill. I saw your tweet about 60 Minutes about the talking robot piece. Yeah, Charlie Rose was sitting there talking to this artificial intelligent robot that really moved bad. Speaking of fucking Westworld, right? And he asked the robot what its goals were. First of all, that a robot would have goals like a person, okay? And the robot said, my goal is to one day be smarter than human beings. So I tweeted, I basically tweeted, please unplug that fucking thing. All right? So he goes, I come somewhere between unplug it and fuck it. It seems like everyone knows the machines will be our doom, but I feel like everyone involved and even everyone else just looking on has a, but will they take over type of curiosity. My question, I don't know what you meant by all that. My question to you is that if in 10 years the robots are filling in as clerks at stores or working the lobby of hotels, would you be comfortable as a customer in those locations? Also, I highly recommend the new Westworld remake on HBO. Yes. I thought that was Netflix. My fault. HBO. It's totally up your alley, and I'm sure you remember the original with good old Yul Brynner. How funny is that? Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. I already talked about it. I loved it. This is what I think. I actually think that that those robots will make human beings obsolete. I know that sounds fucking crazy, but they will, okay? And they don't have to sleep. They don't have to fucking do anything. They'll outwork us and all that type of shit. And they're going to act like then we finally get to sit around and chill out, right? Like that was the big promise of all of this technology that was going to be coming out in the future. I mean, there's always technology, but the newer technology, the technology of the future, the 3-day work week. They used to make fun of that on the Jetsons. Oh, these 3-day work weeks are brutal. People are working more than they have ever worked in their fucking lives in this race to, I don't even know what the fuck. Why the fuck? Can somebody please tell me what the fuck we need robots for? What do we need any of this shit for? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like somewhere in like the mid-90s, like, that was good. We advanced enough with cars, travel. We advanced enough with medicine and that type of shit. I mean, basically from 1995 on, if you're fucking dying, then, I mean, I don't know, the amount of shit that you could sidestep, tuberculosis, polio, all of these fucking things, all those plagues from back in the day, they were all gone. I mean, something, I don't know, it's hard when it's somebody you know and love, or obviously if it's fucking you, but like, I don't know. I think the population, I've always talked about it. It's a major fucking problem. And I don't know how they go, like, I just feel like those things will come along and they'll just be like, well, you have those things that don't need to, they don't need a flat screen TV. They don't need any of that type of shit. They can do the work of 10 people. Or let's say they can do the work of 4 people. Then there's 3 extra people out there, isn't there? Or there's 4 extra people out there. Let's fucking cut this thing down by 25%. I mean, there's already too many fucking people walking around. You're going to have a bunch of robots walking around too? At some point, something's got to give. All right? And I can guarantee you one thing. Robots are never forming a union. All right? They're not going to. So I think they'll be smart enough to not get them to do that. But the greed of going after the dollar and making one that's just a little bit better, like these fucking iPhones, I think we could get ourselves into a tough situation. And here's a question I have. If you kill a robot in the future, like, is that going to be considered property damage? At what point will that actually be considered murder 1 or murder 2 or robot slaughter? They'll have to have all these new laws. You know what I mean? Like, what if they make them like what they're trying to do? Like, they probably going to make them fuckable at some point, like that fucking movie I saw like a year ago, you know? What if you go out and you fuck somebody else's robot, you know? Like, hey, that's my robot. You just came in my fucking robot. What the fuck? Even though it's self-cleaning and all that shit, I can't fucking do that, right? You're just really opening up a fucking can of worms there. All right, clown sightings. Oh, shit, Nia's calling me. My episode of The Simpsons is on tonight. Is it on?
What are you doing?
I'm doing the podcast.
I know. You're supposed to be done. It's on in like a minute.
Well, I can hit pause.
Well, hurry up.
Hey, come here.
What? I don't to miss it.
Put your eyebrows down. You're like, what are you doing?
I don't want to miss it.
Hey, how nice is my car?
It's very nice. It's awesome.
Ugh. I thought you were going to go harder than that. I think we say it was like gorgeous. All right, how good was the potato pancake?
That was delicious. It was better than the restaurant.
Is it me or do you guys just have like distinct lack of fucking passion? This is totally you. Like, this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do now. For the love of God, go fucking do it. And I'm sitting there like a little 6-year-old. Mommy, look what I can do. All right, just hit pause. I'll be up there in a second.
I can't hit pause. There's no DVR.
Oh, all right. I know, this guy's fucking Depression era fucking cable. All right, I'm just going to hit pause here, and then we'll come back and finish this. All right, and after all that, it wasn't even on. She fucking went off on how great the potato pancake was. She thought the car was gorgeous. You see what they do? You see what they do? All of a sudden, I'm fucking bragging a little bit. All goes out there, always trying to fucking knock you down a little bit. All right, here we go. Clown sightings. You're listening to one right now. All right, clown sightings. Dear Freckles, have you heard about this clown hysteria? Have you heard about this clown hysteria? Freaks are dressing up as creepy clowns and going out in public trying to scare people. Yeah, I've seen those. Just search creepy clown sightings as a bunch of shit pops up. Other people are now starting to go clown hunting and beating the shit out of clowns that they see in public. Now, how the fuck do you go about doing that? Isn't it? There's like 9 people in the country that have done that. Let's go out clown hunting. Like where do clowns hang out? Do they have a natural habitat? Is there a bush you can go to? The clown bush, shake it a little bit, throw some rocks into it. Anyways, my question is if one of these clowns charged at you, what would you do? Do you think it would be legal to run over / beat the shit out of the fuckers, or should you let the misfit go without harming him? Thanks, and go fuck yourself. I think at this point I've seen enough of those videos that if one of them came running at me with like dragging the body and it's just so fucking over the top, I don't know. But you'd have to, just out of respect for yourself, your own safety, you'd have to fucking back up or run away. Yeah, I mean, if a guy came running at me, because with my luck, this would be the guy who isn't fucking around. I'd be like, yo, what's up, YouTube, world star, whatever. Take a fucking axe to the head. But, I don't think that you should go. Clown hunting to me is hilarious. Like, how the fuck would you even remotely begin to know where to look? You know what I mean? Like, there was that thing for a while where people were putting train horns in their vehicles, and those people should be prosecuted because, my ears are fucked up from years of going to concerts and playing drums and shit, and, like, somebody did that one time when I went by. It's funny watching people jump and shit, but, like, it was close enough that it did even more damage to my left ear, which is fucked up, and it's like, that's something now that I have to live with because this person wanted to have a laugh. I mean, the ringing went away, but they definitely, when you do shit like that, I mean, you are kind of asking for it. You shouldn't do it. Like the other people, you shouldn't go beat the shit out of the person. They're just fucking around trying to make a funny video. I mean, do you really have to go beat the fuck out of them? But when you do scare somebody to that level, maybe that is a thing that you can kind of expect. I don't know what the rules of clowning is. All right, now she's texting me saying that it's starting. All right, hang on. Stopping again. Every time I get momentum, we get a fucking holding call and it just kills the drive. All right, I'm back again. Guess what? It wasn't even the episode. It was the wrong episode. It was a pre-episode to the episode that they're going to show that I'm on. All right. Anyways. All right. Waterproof electronics. Waterproof electronics. All right. Dear Billy Wet Phone. Just to let you know, the waterproof or water resistance rating on electronics is bullshit. The same goes for watches and any other water-resistant item. Here's how they determine the water resistant. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, you pour water onto anything, it's going to gradually seep through, right? Although boats don't. That must have been the dumbest I've ever sound. Boats do okay. They stick the phone in water in a water-filled tank and then increase the pressure until the phone has problems. The water in the tank is perfectly still, and the pressure simulates the depth below sea level. It's a bullshit test because the water you drop your phone into is probably splashing all about, and your phone is going to move in the water as it sinks. If you don't drop your phone into an ocean or a river, you might drop it into the kitchen full of detergent or some other situation that isn't perfectly still water, pressurized under test conditions. It's another marketing trick which technically legally correct for the fine print, but is bullshit for the day-to-day life. I don't know. I don't. It's got to be better than the shit that isn't waterproof, where you just fucking sneeze on it and it doesn't work. I know my watch, I kept wearing it while I was doing cardio, and all of a sudden it was fucked up, and it was just because it was on my wrist and just sweating every day. It got wet. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. It's probably all bullshit. I know when they do miles, you know, how much a car gets miles per gallon. They drive it like 1 mile an hour with no headwind for most of the fucking test. Cleo, what is going on with you, buddy? What is going on with you? Go lay down. Jesus Christ. Are you allergic to the rug every time you come down here? You start flipping out. All right. Let me do these last couple of reads and then I can finish with the questions here. Sorry for the whole fucking pause and then going on this week. All right. MVMT watches, everybody. Pronounced movement. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to say. All right. Movement Watches, everybody, was founded on the belief that style shouldn't break the bank. The watchmaker's goal is to change the way consumers think about fashion by offering high-quality, minimalist products at revolutionary prices. With over 500,000 watches sold to customers in 160-plus countries around the world, Movement Watches has solidified itself as the world's fastest-growing watch company. Podcast/radio evergreen copy. Why would you tell me that? What's the difference between this and what you'd say on television, I guess? The company started by two broke college kids that wanted to wear stylish watches, but they couldn't afford them. So they started their own company. That sentence never makes sense to me. They're two broke college kids. They can't afford a stylish watch, so they start a company. I can't afford a G5 jet. I think I'll start a jet company. How is this like how you started, built a following, launched into podcasts, YouTube, radio, etc.? I'm not supposed to be reading this shit. I'm supposed to be like, oh, these guys remind me of how I did it. Movement Watches start. I don't know where I am in this copy right now. This is a shit show. Movement Watches start at just $95 at a department store. You're looking at $400 to $500. Movement figured out that by selling online, they were able to cut out the middleman and retail markup, providing the best possible price. All right, we're making sense again. Over 500,000 watches sold in over 160 countries. Good for you. Get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns. Go by going to movementwatches.com/Burr. That's MVMTwatches.com/Burr. This watch has a really clean design. Seriously, you're going to love it. If you put it on, you're going to get compliments. Now's the time to step up your watch game without breaking the bank. Go to mvmtwatches.com/Burr. It's fucking hilarious, right? I want a purebred dog. I can't afford one. So I started pure breeding dogs. That's not even a good example. I wouldn't even know how you'd fucking do that. I wanted my own island, but I couldn't afford one. So I bought islands. I started a company that made islands. Bill, we get it. All right. Stamps.com, everybody, is the easiest and convenient way to get postage right from your desk. Buy and print official U.S. postage using your own computer and printer. With Stamps.com, there's no guesswork. They make it easy to get exact postage for any letter, any package, any class of mail the instant you need it. I use Stamps.com to send out all my posters whenever I'm selling them, like next weekend. Saturday through fucking Wednesday in Washington, D.C., I'll have a poster. The tune-up for my special. Sign up for Stamps.com and use my last name, Burr, for this special offer. 4-week trial plus $110 bonus offer, including postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. You click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type in Burr, B-U-R-R. That's Stamps.com. Enter Burr. There's no reason to keep going to the post office, all right? Okay. Let's get back to the fucking questions here. Let's see. Where the hell was I? Okay. Water. Dear Billy, wet phone. All right. We did that one. Okay. It's all this thing said, P.S. Keep a little black book full of your phone numbers from now on so that you never lose another contact. I'm actually doing that with a couple of little red books. I couldn't find the black ones. All right. CEO. Hey there, Billy Boss. If you could become CEO of any company for a couple of months, which company would it be, and what would you try to change? Monsanto, and I'd stop poisoning the food. Old Anthony Monsanto, which is now owned by Bear. Bear doesn't care. Imagine you have a few months, so it's not like you get to get fired day one for joining Apple and changing the name to Orange for selfish purposes. Also, you pick Apple and can also pick any other company you talk less about as well. Thanks for everything. I think I answered it. I think my dyslexia kicked in and none of those sentences made sense to anybody. Those last two ones. What did it say? Oh, who gives a shit? Yeah, that's what I would do. I don't know. It would be nice if the way corporations were run, at some point you made enough money and at some point you thought, well, hey, what would this be doing to the environment? Or what would this be? I actually heard that they're lobbying. They got all these lobbies going on right now to make marijuana illegal again at the state level because allegedly prescriptions medication has dropped drastically in states where marijuana use is legal. And so they want to make it illegal again, evidently. My question is, well, why don't the big pharmaceutical companies just start making weed? And phase out these other fucking pills. They're not working anyways. They don't work. All those fucking side effects. I mean, it's fucking nuts. This shit that you can take, literally, that's just for something like really basic. And if you get on it for a while, if you come off it too fast, there's the chance you might kill yourself. I mean, they never had stuff like that when I was a kid. Somebody was all over the place. They were called a spaz. The dude's a fucking spaz, man. He's all over the fucking place. You know what I mean? I know that's a bad word in Scotland. My apologies, but that doesn't mean shit to us. You guys say cunt every other word. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. That's one of those super depressing kind of questions, because when you really think about it, there's really no fucking reason for our behavior towards one another. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think it just comes down to there's just really, remember when you watch like Planet of the Apes? There was like the chimps, they were the fucking doctors. Then you had the orange ones, they were the old ones. And then you had the gorillas, and they were like the fucking maniacs or whatever. Which was sort of oddly racist. They were the darkest of all the apes, you know what I mean? They were the worst, and I guess the chimps were subtly supposed to, I guess the orange ones were supposed to be gingers, and we were supposed to be the best of people. I don't know. You can always read into all of this shit, but like, I don't know. I think people are kind of like that. You know what I mean? You got fucking nice kind of, hey man, whatever you fucking happy man, and then you just got fucking complete psychos who will literally stab a baby in the head to get another inch forward. And I think those people really succeed in life. Like when you just don't give a shit about, and I'm not saying I'm a fucking perfect person because I've done some horrific shit, but I'm just saying, that's just the pain that I've caused on an individual level. Forget about if you're doing it at the fucking corporate level. I don't know. I just love those people who go, well, if I didn't do it, someone else would be doing it. That's usually a nice red flag that you're doing something fucked up. But I really think that we are, this is depressing. You might want to shut it off now. I think we are, there's a flaw in our design, and the way we are wired, it's inevitable that we're going to destroy ourselves. It's just, and I really don't think that it's even necessarily a human thing. It would be like whatever the next thing on the food chain was, if we weren't here, it would be taking too much, and it in its own fucking way would be fucking up the balance of nature and all that type of shit. But I don't know if I 100% believe that, but I just look at it that way because then I can deal with some of the shit that I see. I do have to say, though, this presidential election and these two choices is one of the most depressing fucking things I've been around in a long fucking time. I just can't fucking believe it's a reality TV show star or the fucking devil. Ooh. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, Halloween costume. Let's get off that topic. Hey, Bill, when was the last time you dressed up for Halloween? 2 years ago. I dressed up as John Bonham. If you had to go to one of these celebrity dress-up parties, like where Heidi Klum goes all out every year and shows up looking like an extra from the Tom Cruise movie Legend, what would you dress up as? When millions of women look at a U.S. Weekly at the hair salon, who will they see Billy Redface dressed up as when they get to the celebrities wear stupid costumes just like us section? Well, first of all, those are all the beautiful people, so I'm out. I'm not in that section, so I don't think they would. But let's just say all the beautiful people got hit by a truck and it got all the way down to was in that thing. Let's see. I would probably, John Bonham, I've done that one enough. Who would I dress up as? Somebody that's known but sort of obscure. Because you don't want to be the 12th douche to show up, dressed as Donald Trump is going to be everybody's doing that, or Hillary. You don't want to dress up as Steve Jobs. I still think he's fucking known well enough. You gotta dress up like, let's see here. Who'd be a good one? Who's a good fucking, they were the, you know what I mean? Like if you were going to dress up like somebody in, you know what? You got me. This is something, you just can't fucking pull this gem out. Like, you know what? Dressing up like the professor instead of Gilligan. It's basically that formula, but not that example. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck lost the last presidential race? Obama ran against who? Was it McCain? I don't know, but Tina Fey did the chick, she did that one to death. I don't know, Bill Belichick might be a good one. For as well-known as he is, if I was out here in L.A. and I just dressed like him, I think people would love it. A hoodie with the fucking cut-off sleeves. You just have it up, Maybe him. You know what? I would go Vince Lombardi. Maybe an old football coach. Go out as Tom Landry. But I got to pick somebody with a fucking blockhead like mine. Something like that. Something along those lines. Rather than the hacky ones. You don't want to go out as fucking Chewbacca. Anything from Star Wars. Any superhero. I mean, that's just fucking lame. Trump, Hillary, that's fucking lame. Obama, if you're me, you're going to get in trouble for being in blackface. So you got to leave them alone. Oh, shit. That's a good question. I'd go out as Phil Rudd, drummer for AC/DC. And people say, who are you? I'd say Phil Rudd. And people said, who's that? And I'd be like, you got to be ashamed of yourself. And you just walk away. So you get to have a cool costume and scold people. There's a way to go. Pick somebody who people you feel should know, but they don't know. I'll dress as Clive Burr. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. All right, that's the podcast for this week, everybody.